It's your girl No Better Nina and welcome back to my channel. So I'm taking you guys back to Halloween of last year, 2017. I went to see French Montana and it wasn't really so much of a concert. It was more so him making an appearance at a banquet hall, which they kind of turned it into a club that night. And he did perform. Instead of giving a review, because there's not really much to evaluate considering he did a couple songs, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about how I got backstage at the French Montana concert or banquet hall appearance or whatever the hell you want to call it. So let me just tell you guys a little bit about what it's like to go out with me. It's really funny because literally all my friends, whenever they go out with me for the first time, they're like telling everybody else that we know, like, yo, you're lucky to come back home alive and in one piece if you go out with Nina.
She's stealing the man's food.
Guys, so I just want to let you guys know that
Nina, what's your phone at?
I disabled it, so I don't know. I don't be putting nobody's life in danger or nothing like that, but you're about to cross the highway to get home.
You know what, y'all? I guess it's the day to die.
So look at that. Sorry, what did you just say? I mean, there's times where you won't get home till like 6, 7, maybe even 8 a.m. But yeah, there's always a story to tell after you go out with me and you're guaranteed a good time. So I've seen French Montana a couple times already. I saw him in New York twice, again at a club. I don't even remember what it was called. And then I saw him at Summer Jam the next day. I also saw him at Rebel, which was the place I went to for the Tory Lanez concert. But this was the thing. We went there, we spent the night in the hip hop room, didn't realize when he came out on the main stage, like the room got empty and we just thought, oh, everyone just like left early, whatever. But then 10 minutes later, everybody came back, but we were so drunk we didn't realize that French Montana had already come out. We missed the whole thing. We literally paid to go in there and missed the entire thing and spent it in the hip hop room alone with like 3 other people because we thought everyone was gone. And then I saw him here at this banquet hall place called Le Jardin. So this was the second night of Halloween weekend, the Saturday night. That night I drank 2 Black Cherry Four Locos. They are my favorite. Unfortunately, Canada snaked me and banned them starting January of this year, 2018, which I'm really annoyed about, and we're not gonna get into that, but yo, Four Locos were my shit. Like, give me 2 of those in one night and I am good. And they were cheap, they tasted amazing. I really miss Four Locos a lot. So before I go, I found out that my cousin's best friend was going. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, so we're gonna call her Sally. And she's like obsessed with French Montana. Like, she loves him. So obviously she's going, whatever. I'm like, cool, let's meet up. So whatever, we're there. Her friend has a booth, is giving us alcohol and stuff. And then we start seeing people like go towards where the stage is. So we follow, we get to the stage, we're like in the front, whatever. And like people are already like pushing and shoving and we're just getting really annoyed. So we go back to her friend's booth and he gives her a bottle of Henny and he's like, yo, go get your man. Go find French. So we're like, okay, like we'll take it, we'll go find them. We push our way back into the crowd by the stage, whatever. I'm looking around and I see this sign like on this door and it says Backstage. I look at Sally and I'm like, yo, let's go. She's like, go where? I'm like, right there, backstage. She's like, how are we gonna get in? There's like 2 big security guards standing there, like making sure the people who get in are actually supposed to be there. I'm like, Sally, listen, all we gotta do is walk by, smile, and pretend we know like where we're going and that we're supposed to be here. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We could say, oh, we thought it was the bathroom, and then be like, no, like you can't come. So I'm like, yo, let's do this. And she's like, all right, but you go first. I'm like, okay, fine. Like literally there's nothing bad that could come out of this. So we're walking, whatever, security guards are looking at us. I smiled, I waved, pretended I knew what I was doing. She did the same thing and we got in. It was honestly that easy. Like everyone was like, oh, how'd you do that? How'd you, like, yo, it was not hard at all. Like they didn't ask for anything, nothing. We just looked at them, smiled, waved, and got in. So we get in and we are like amped at this point, like, yo, did this really just happen? Like, they just let us in like that. So we're looking everywhere, and this backstage is huge because, like I said, it was a banquet hall. So there was a kitchen, there was an upstairs, there was a downstairs, there was like an audio room, like there was everything. We are searching high and low for my boy Kareem. No luck. But then 2 minutes later, we're like chilling in the kitchen and this like crowd comes out and they're like walking back out towards where the stage is. I'm like, wait a second, Sally. I'm like, these are his friends. So we follow them, make our way into the crowd and follow them out onto the stage. One of them caught us and was like, oh, like, no, you can't be back here. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we know him, whatever. Like, we're friends with that guy over there. And then he like turned around to look. And we ran. So we get backstage, we're literally watching the concert with all his friends. I mean, yeah, we could only see the back of the concert, but it was still pretty dope. And honestly, I was so surprised like that even worked. So then he brought out Baka and they were performing. The concert was dope, performed my favorite song ever, which is Ocho Cinco. Literally my song of senior year in high school. Yeah, and so French and Buck are performing and stuff, and then the concert's over and French is walking off the stage. I'm holding the bottle of Henny. I look at him and I'm like, French, take a shot. He literally looked at me and started dying. And I was like, oh my God. And Sally's freaking out like, oh my God, he looked at me. Then we're like, okay, like all his friends start going backstage. So we're like, okay, we need to go backstage too. But then security had stopped it because we were at the back of the group and security had stopped us. So I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, we're supposed to be back with them. And then he's like, no, we have to wait until French gets back into his room or wherever, or like if he's leaving and stuff. And we're like, no, but we're with them. Whatever, he's not having it. Then someone else taps him on the shoulder to ask him a question and he moves his arm. I grab Sally and we run again. We got a good workout in that night because we did a lot of running. But by the time we had gotten back to the backstage area, again, no luck, couldn't find French, couldn't find his friends, couldn't find nobody. So we assumed he left. At this point, the event was over itself. So keep in mind, like my other friend's already gone home. Sally lives like 30 minutes north of me. And so I'm like, okay, whatever, like it's a 5-minute ride from my house, like that's soft. So I have the bottle of Henny and I'm walking outside. And this is where it gets to the point where it's like, yo, going out with me, you never know what you're gonna get. I'm going outside and I have the Henny bottle and then the security guard stops me and he's like, no, like, you can't leave until it's done. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, you can't leave until it's done. I'm like, yo, this bottle is half full. Like, I'm a little ass girl and you want me to finish this shit. I was like, okay, two can play that game. How about you help me finish it? So he's like, all right, like him and the other 3 security guards, whatever. So we're passing around this bottle, trying to finish it.
Let's go. Wow, multitasking.
And just as we finish the last drop, one of my friends is actually a security guard there as well. And he comes up and he's like, Nina, what are you doing here? And so whatever, finished the bottle, got home, don't even remember. My mom said I fell up the stairs when I got home and that's how she found out like what time I got home at. Don't remember it. Basically, moral of the story is, guys, anything you want to do, just put your mind to it and you can do it. Okay, this wasn't supposed to be like a motivational story. Honestly, I was just letting you guys know how I got backstage at the French Montana concert. But hey, at least now you guys know the tips and tricks to do it yourselves. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you've somehow snuck backstage at your favorite artist's concert and how you did it. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed my first, I guess, story time, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!